Hello everybody, welcome back to Burnt Church. I hope everybody's having a good day and staying warm. This is Sunday, January the 14th. We're having a winter storm coming and I'm going to try to document it for the next day or so. Let y'all see what we get here in West Middle Tennessee. We're right on the verge of West and Middle Tennessee. We don't get a whole lot of snow here. Usually a couple inches a year is a pretty average year for us here. They say that we could get up to 6 inches. We'll measure it when it's said and done. We're fixing to go outside right now and take a look and see what things look like right now outside. It's almost 4 p.m. here, and it's supposed to do this from today until Tuesday. So about roughly 2 days worth of winter storm warning. But anybody that's new here, leave us a comment of what country or what state you're in, and we'll put a pin on this map for you. It don't look like it's doing a whole lot out there. We need to get our temperature gauge, and we'll see what the temperature is. We'll check it on and off too during this spell because it's supposed to be some extreme cold. It's supposed to get down into single digits, and that's not impossible here, but it's pretty rare. Usually we don't have that very often. It says it's about 26 or 7 right here now. I know the wind chill on my phone is saying that it's like 18 or 19. It feels like sleet right now. The roof is starting to show just a little bit of white. I don't think there's nothing on the truck yet. Maybe a little bit in the corners over here. Right here you can see there's just a little bit of snow or sleet or something. But I thought this would be pretty fun, and it's good for me to document it. That way I can look back later and see how cold it was and how much snow we got. We'll see what the clover looks like out here. We've had some real cold nights, and it's laid down in places, and it just don't look real good. Clover's supposed to make it through the cold weather, but that there's not looking real good. That's crimson clover is what kind that is. The wife's got some chili cooking inside, and I think I can smell it right now. It's almost supper time. Whenever I cut the camera off then, I was checking the temperature in some different places, and I'll show you the difference in the temperature. It's still 4 o'clock in the evening. But look how much colder the ground is than that planter box. Let's check this planter box again. I'm having trouble believing that it's 28 on that planter box. Now, I know that temperature hadn't fell that fast. Okay, up here higher. For some reason, right up in there is the warmest place. The ground is about 22, 21. Anyway, it don't mean nothing. I just noticed that and I thought I'd show y'all too. I'll see y'all here in a little bit. Maybe the ground will be white then. It's 15 after 5 and our roof is getting a lot whiter. Look over here and see what's on the truck. But it's mostly sleet. Or it's the smallest snow I've ever seen. Feels like sleet. This will be the last update today. So we'll see what we have in the morning. Well, it's still coming down. We've probably got, I'd say 2.5 inches probably. Looks like about like that on that planter box there. I've got to try to get out in it and take the wife to work. I hadn't decided which vehicle I'm going to try to take yet. I'll probably try to take the truck. It kind of makes more sense. It has more wheels on the ground that's pulling. Our other vehicles there are all just front wheel drive. And they will go good, but I just can't help but believe that truck won't go better because It's got the front wheels pulling and the back wheels pulling. And if it starts spinning, 2 back wheels pull. So that would be like 3 pulling wheels. What y'all think? Put it down in the comments. It may be more than 2 inches. Over there on the top of the storm cellar, it looks more like about 3 inches. And they're calling for this to take place all day today, so we'll see. The temperature right now is about 10 degrees out here. According to the weather, we'll check it right here with our little old gauge. We're getting about 18 degrees here on this planter. But that's amazing. When you go up on this planter, it gets a lot warmer. I don't know what I'm doing out here at 5:30 in the morning in the snow and cold. I'm enjoying my coffee. And we've got the wood fire going in here. It feels good. I've got an idle sensor or something going bad on this truck. When it's cold and you try to start it, it don't want to idle. It idles up and it idles down and then it'll go dead. I'm gonna show you something over here. I thought that was pretty neat looking. I wouldn't be out here, but my wife has to go to work and I gotta try to get her there. She's a social worker at a nursing home, so it's pretty well, she has to be at work pretty well. I mean, it has to be a bad emergency if she don't make it. I know a lot of you laughing that is used to this snow, but we just don't ever get much of it. And when we do, it's usually not this much at one time. Usually an inch or so, and that's about it. She may be a little late this morning getting there, but we're gonna try our best. If the good Lord's willing, we're gonna try to get her there. I'm gonna go put a handle on this. I'm getting that snow all over me. It's getting down in my boots. So we're gonna wire a handle on here. The burnt church style. I've seen them with the long handles, but my God, here in the South, we ain't never needed them. There we go. I've got her zip tied to a stick. I bet my buddy Thomas is laughing. He started watching us on here. He growed up here where I'm at, and he's moved up in East Tennessee, I guess you'd call it, up a few hours away from us. But I've been seeing him in the chat quite a bit. I'll tell y'all some stories about Thomas one of these days. It ain't nothing bad, Thomas. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna tell him no bad story. I finally got smart. Reckon those blooms will make it. I think that's bok choy is what that plant was. I've been noticing it going to seed, but I thought that was neat. That snow on the blooms. We made it to town to take the wife to work. It took us a good bit longer than normal. Usually about 12, 15 minutes. It took me probably about 25, 30 minutes this morning to make it to town. And a little faster coming home because I didn't have her with me. She panics if you start to spin a little bit, so I had to go real slow with her. I ran back here in the woods yesterday before it started snowing and got a little more firewood. That's some good white oak right there. Now, it's not real dry, but it's burning real good. Check on the fire. Get it heated up a little bit in here. This is probably where we'll be at the rest of the day until the wife calls me and tells me to come get her. That skillet looks like it needs wiped out. And then it needs an egg or something thrown in it. It's still coming down. I gotta go down to the barn. Bring you along with me. I'm working on a honeydew project. It's coming down harder right now than it has the whole time. It's about 11 o'clock Monday. we got to go down to the barn down here and get our framing square. Well, not our framing square, but I've got a big speed square down here, like a 12-inch one. I come out of that hot shop, I don't have enough clothes on for out here. It's kind of a drifting snow. You can see right here up around this tree. It's real deep, but in other places, it's not very deep at all. I think we've got about 4 inches right now. Whew, feels better under here without that snow hitting you in the face. Now, I gotta find the big square. I know it's down here somewhere. Out there, I see it. It's out yonder in the snow, hanging on the sawhorses. That's gonna help us on this project that I'm doing. I think it's supposed to quit around 1 or 2 o'clock today, I think. So this may be about the last of it. Unless there's some more comes in tonight. Icicles are hanging long on the shop. My jacket's starting to match my goatee. White. I think this right here is a first for me. It's about 1:15 Monday. I gotta go back to work and get my wife. She usually don't get off until later, but they letting her off early today because of this weather. But y'all seen me clean that window off this morning. I think that's the first time I've ever had to clean the window off twice in one day. I know it is for that much snow. I may have had to scrape it before, but I've never had to sweep the snow off twice in one day. I cannot remember it anyway. We're gonna check and see how deep it is here before we leave. That's about 5 inches right there. I know some of y'all are laughing. Some of y'all get way more than that on a monthly basis, but it's real rare for us. This is Tuesday morning, about 8 o'clock. There's the sunshine. That's the first time I've seen it since Sunday. We got people off the road up here. That was the mailman. Well, mail woman. She'd got off the road back there. There wasn't nobody hurt. Take a walk out here to the sawmill and check everything out. It's a weird snow. Some places, like right there on that 10, that's probably a good 8 inches. But then right over here on these 4x6s, probably about 5 or 6 inches. It's a real light snow. I think it just moves around a lot. It's good standing here knowing that we checked the antifreeze in that and that it's all right. I'm having trouble with some coyotes. They've been up around the chicken pen and right up around the house. I'm walking back here right now to see if I can see any of them. I've got a way to take care of them with me. I'm worried about them getting my little dog or the chickens, either one. Chickens are a little safer in their house shut up at night, but they liable to get my little dog. The mate to him come up missing about 2 years ago. And I'm real sure Coyote's got him. This is at 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. That shop door is 10 degrees warmer. Our insulation's helping some, ain't it? That's cold. I'm standing out here like a big dummy. That's cold for West Tennessee. Bad cold. I think that's the coldest I've ever seen it, if this thing's right. And I think it's probably 5 or 6 degrees off. So it's probably really around -6. But it's still cold. We're getting ready for round 2. It's supposed to be coming Thursday. I hope it don't come that freezing rain. But there ain't a whole lot of work going on here. Everything is froze to the ground. Working in the shop a lot. But I thank y'all for watching. I pray God blesses you. And I'll see you in the next one.